Heights. It's Donna. JAA Foundation and the Donna Show has put together a workshop to stop domestic violence. We're here at the Strathmore, North Bethesda in Montgomery County. If you know anyone or yourself suffering from domestic violence, there is help. Please contact JAA Foundation at jaafoundation.org or contact me. It must be Donna at msn.com. Again, we care about you, and hopefully you care about yourself and your family enough to get help.
I acknowledge now, some 40 years later, when I look back, that there were red flags all over the place. Persons would say, "What do you see in him?" Others would say, "You're out there at Howard. Why would you want to get married?" Others would say, "Are you sure you really want to do this?" I didn't listen. Judge Wolf talked about reaching out. I did none of that. I was too ashamed. I didn't tell anyone. And as soon as we got married, the violence started. To be honest with you, when he punched a huge hole in the wall, I should have taken the baby at that point, and I should have left. But the culture and the timing and people around me, "Are you sure you really want to do that? He probably didn't really mean it. He probably loves you a lot, just doesn't know how to show it." Freedom from domestic violence has me to acknowledge he was angry. I was angry. We both gave up our dreams. I wanted to be a lawyer. I was supposed to be writing a book like this, but I didn't do that. So it was so much tension from the beginning. The who, me, the where, right there in our home. I want to tell whoever is out there, and I don't know that you're in a situation, but the violence would happen late at night when he didn't think our little baby son was going to hear it. My screams, my cries, the blows. Our son heard it. One of my regrets is that our son to this day is a basket case because I did not choose to leave. I was just too ashamed. How could this happen? He's tall, he's dark, he's handsome. He's from a family in Georgetown. He was up at Cheney State College. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do drugs. How could this be happening to me?
That abusers are monsters. They're not the storybook monsters. So what I'm saying to you, they're not green-faced with red eyes. They're gorgeous people, they're tall, they're smart, they're attorneys, they're doctors, they're mothers, they're fathers. We got to get out of this perception because we make excuses for attractive, wealthy, good-looking people. Do we not? Educated people. We make excuses for them.
This is Donna, and we are at the JAA Foundation workshop, Stopping Domestic Violence, and we're here for Mary here. You just heard her spoke her incredible story, and I'm very happy that you're here today sharing that incredible story with us.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here. I am celebrating freedom from domestic violence, and one of the ways to celebrate is to acknowledge, what part did I play, and then to try to work on those strengths, and then be able to spread the word. So here I am on the Donna Show.
Yay! This is like fantastic as well for me too. I can actually relate. I've never been married, but I actually saw my mom in a domestic violence situation when she was married, not to my father, but to a young man. Mm-hmm. And I kind of understood what you were speaking about because I could not deal with seeing her with someone else. At that time, I was really young. I was 7 years old, and it's like I couldn't really help her. Exactly. Now that I'm of age, I'm actually not going to let anything like that happen to her again. So when you were speaking about your children, and how do they feel about their mother today, just prospering and just determined and defeat all those experiences you went through?
Well, Donna, I'm going to try to answer that without getting emotional.
Yes.
I do have an adult son from the relationship, and I'm not ashamed to say that we don't have a relationship. We don't have a relationship because he took his father's side, And he was, he was a child. He was very, very small. So with all of the violence, all of the drama, all of the trauma that we both went through, the result of that was not having a relationship with my son. So
Sure.
I wouldn't be able to tell you how he feels. I just hope that he's able to prosper, and I hope that he will not duplicate some of the behavior that he saw happen between his father and myself. Very difficult. One of my regrets is sacrificing the love of a son through domestic violence. Very difficult.
So, when you come across young women, very young married couples, what are the symptoms that you like? If a young lady came in and actually really didn't want to say something but needed to say something, what are the symptoms that you can actually tell something's wrong?
Well, I would say if you watch very closely, just as the executive director, Joanne Aduma, is quite sensitive and very alert, you need to watch very, very closely. Usually you watch the body language of the female, especially, and I say domestic, let me clarify that domestic violence does happen to males also. However, it is the majority, a large majority of women. But watch the body language, especially when they're together. Watch whether or not there's closeness. Watch how they speak to one another. Watch the tones. Is she able to express herself freely? Does she watch everything that he's saying to her? Is she very careful and guarded about how she speaks? Body language speaks volumes, and especially if you're afraid. And you don't want that person to know that you're afraid, nor do you want anyone else to know that you're afraid to be with that person, even though you're out. So I would say that once you become attuned, once you become aware, once you become alert, that body language, some of the dynamics that are going on between, two people, because I've lived it, I can normally spot and kind of tell that perhaps this person may not be very, very happy, also very afraid to express themselves, especially if they already have innate talents like yourself. You already were confident and you already were willing to speak and be free to speak. Sometimes that's suppressed, and it's very interesting just to watch the dynamics in the body language. That's what I would encourage us as a community to pay a little bit more attention to.
Wow. Where can we find information? What are you doing now to help this academic?
Well, this is my first opportunity speaking publicly. It's taken me 40 plus years, but here I am. I am enjoying being retired, to be honest, an early retiree from Verizon. However, if I'm able to connect, with others such as yourself and the JAA Foundation, I'm more than happy to lend whatever support that I can, be that verbal, be that written, be that, mentoring or what have you. I would be willing to be available.
Thank you so very much, Mary, for your story, being here today, talking with us at the Donna Show. We'll be right back. This is incredible today.
Go